Let's move on and let's put the spotlight on Biocon. This time the company did come out with a good set of numbers, but let's understand more and know the way forward from Siddharth Mittal, who is the CEO and MD of Biocon. Hi, good morning, Mr. Mittal, and thank you so much for your time. First up, it has been a strong performance, especially in the biosimilars, the research services arm. So what is driving the growth for the biosimilars and the research services? Help us understand that.
Sure. So, as you said that we had a very strong performance in our biosimilar segment where the revenues grew by 14% versus last year on a like-to-like basis. And this growth came from various markets. North America was one of the large contributor where our products continued to gain market share, both on the oncology side and on the diabetes side, which is our biosimilar assembly. The growth also came in from emerging markets where we continue to see a very strong traction for our products, including insulin, where we have a differentiated play. And Europe, we continue to hold very steady ground. So I think a combination of all three markets led to a very robust 14% growth compared to last year. Now, when I moved to Syngene, again, Syngene had a very good 11% growth, which was a broad-based growth. Discovery services contributed to growth. We had continued collaboration with many large and mid-sized pharma companies on pilot projects. And this is as a part of the China Plus One strategy, which many of our customers are embarking on. That led to some of the pilot projects, which led to this initial revenue. And we were also able to convert some of the pilot projects into full-fledged contracts, which would be an important growth driver in the coming years. Now, in addition to that, the development and manufacturing services had a steady performance, and overall the momentum is quite positive across all the segments of the business.
Hi Siddharth, this is Anish also joining in the conversation. Talk to me about the generics business, because while there has been a sequential improvement in the business, year on year there's a 2% decline. What explains that, and going forward, what should one expect?
See, you rightly said that it was while a 2% degrowth on a YOY basis, but it was a 10% growth on a Q and Q basis. And we've mentioned in the past that API business has been under pressure because of high competition, because of growing costs. And a lot of times our customers are unable to take the tender, especially in the emerging markets. And I think we have seen that momentum come back. We have been working on reducing the cost of our products and be competitive again. And the results have started seeing. So this quarter, compared to quarter two, as I mentioned, we had 10% growth. A large part of this growth came in from API sales. And we expect this momentum to continue. We are also working on adding capacities in some of our products, especially on the fermentation side, which will add to the growth. Now, on the formulation side, which is also part of the generics business, we did see a bit of degrowth again on the pricing pressure in the US, wherein we had lost certain customer contracts, and we are doing all the possible cost reduction to come back and win some business. But I think the main growth in the coming quarters will come on the back of new launches. We have very important launches coming up in fourth quarter of this year and in the next fiscal, which will be an important growth driver for our generics business.
But Siddharth, like you were just mentioning that especially on your formulation business, there has been some bit of a pricing degrowth is what you have witnessed. Help us understand, and if you can give us some quantum, how much this degrowth has been on a quarter-on-quarter basis?
See, the competition is different for different products. And on the oncology side, you do see 5, 6, 7 players in the market, especially for products such as biosimilar trastuzumab or biosimilar bevacizumab. Despite the strong competition, when you look at today, our biosimilar trastuzumab or Ogivri, we have one of the strongest market share in the US at 22%, and biosimilar pegfilgrastim, we are at a 23% market share, which has almost doubled compared to a year back. So we continue to gain the market share, but of course the pricing is in line with our expectations. We had anticipated that with the 5, 6, 7 player market, the pricing would be under pressure, and we do not expect a major disruption till many new players come in. But the pricing is in line with what we had expected from these products.
Okay, so the pricing is in line with your expectation, but you talked about Ogivri. So talk to me a bit more in terms of how's the growth rate been over the last few months, and going forward, what kind of growth rate should we expect, especially because of the competition that you talked about?
Well, I don't think you can look at it really on a quarter-on-quarter basis, because a lot of these contracts are full-year contracts or half-year contract. So you can see that 1 year back, as I mentioned, that we were in the early teens market share, and a year later, today we are above 20% market share and a market leader for these products. So we have been getting customer contracts for these products, and that's also the confidence that our customers have, that they've been giving the additional volumes to us, and that trend, of course, will continue. I'm not saying that the market shares will go up significantly from here, but we continue to look at the competition, who are the new players coming in, and then decide on should we go in for additional volumes at a lower price, because whenever you outbid another competitor, you have to give additional pricing discounts. So it's always a trade-off between the volume and the pricing. And I think that's the play that we want to be very sensitive in terms of our margins and in terms of our realizations for these products.
But Siddharth, also in terms of the US FDA action, now just last quarter we have seen your Bengaluru facility getting an approval, and now it's the Malaysian facility. But given the clearances, what kind of a growth are you penciling in? And also help us understand that what are the key launches that you plan from these facilities?
So, of course, facilities being cleared is a very important milestone, because from Malaysia, where we manufacture an insulin products, we commercialize glargine today already in US and many other parts of the world. Aspart was the other product which was filed in the US, which was awaiting facility clearance. So now we are hopeful that the FDA will give this approval very soon. And from India, we had filed 2 products a few months back, which was ustekinumab and bevacizumab. We recently received the approval from FDA for ustekinumab again, which is a launch coming up very soon. And we expect bevacizumab approval to come in shortly. We have recently filed for denosumab in the US. Now, that's our launch pipeline. I think the approval is something that, of course, is in FDA's hand. And as and when the product is approved, we will be launching these products in the US. But all these products are already commercialized in many other parts of the world, including Europe, Canada, and will be an important growth driver. But getting the facilities cleared was definitely an important milestone to trigger the growth again for new launches in the US.
Sure, Siddharth, of course, that's a big milestone that you've managed to achieve, but the country is looking for the next milestone of being Viksit Bharat by 2047, and the budget document becomes very important in that context. What's your own expectation? Because Ms. Shaw has also been talking about how R&D spend needs to go up. Any other expectation?
We have done representations to various industry bodies and to government to, of course, focus on moonshot areas and focus on research. Because if India, which is pharmacy of the world, but contributing $30 billion from let's say $1 trillion plus market, there's a huge opportunity for India to play a much bigger role in the overall healthcare segment. And to go from 30 billion to, let's say, a target of 130 billion, which the government has set for 2030, there's a lot to be done. And I think while we have definitely done very well in the generics side, and especially on the OSDs and injectables, there's a huge opportunity in the areas such as biosimilars, such as cell and gene therapy, the drugs which are for orphan indications. And what it needs is a focus on innovation. So more than the PLI, I think the focus of the government should be on research-linked incentive in areas which can make a big difference in the overall sector. And I think the government had come up with a list of moonshot areas which could make a significant impact in the overall pharma sector. And our expectations are that government would provide enough research link incentive to promote companies to take risk, take bold bets, and invest in these areas in the coming years. And that's what directionally will change the course of where we are as a country.
All right, and lastly, Siddharth, one key growth area remains the GLP-1 opportunity. Yes, we understand that you have spoken about this in the past, but in this particular quarter, how are you penciling in this particular area and what kind of opportunities lies ahead?
So I think one of the important messages is that if you look at all our businesses, we have something which is very differentiated. Biocon Group is very well positioned to play an important role in the GLP and insulin segment to treat diabetes and obesity. And today, if you look at our pipeline of insulin and GLP-1s, it's something that we definitely believe over the next couple of years will add important role in bringing down the cost of treatment in all the parts of the world and bringing these medicines to patients worldwide. And we are going to be launching liraglutide in the UK and Europe in the coming months, followed by US in later part of this fiscal year or this calendar year, sorry. And we, of course, are working on semaglutide. The development of that drug is complete. We will be filing in various emerging markets for launch in the coming years. So we are very well positioned to play in this important, area. And I think the group, with all its differentiated offerings, is poised for growth in coming years.
Okay, Siddharth, on that note, we let you go. Thanks so much for making time and speaking with us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.